Education series has not only attempted to explore factors related to the achievement gap, but to also celebrate what's working. However, when you listen to the national conversation, much of what is being said is negative. In this final installment of Children Come First, we ask the question, is education getting a bad rap? Now that we have visited schools, heard the concern of teachers, and spoken with education officials from Maryland to Atlanta, it appears that education in Prince George's is on the right track. Then why does it seem that so much of what is being said about education is so negative?
I think education is getting a bad rap because I think the source of it is that the expectations have changed. When education began, our goal was, it was supposed to be like a factory. In comes students who have next to no home training, and out come students who can function as factory workers for the most part and not make complete idiots of themselves. Their goal was to have students in very low-level jobs. Well, and not everyone had to go to school, and you had to pay. Most people couldn't really afford school, and that's how it is still in many countries. Well, in the United States, we have taken on the gargantuan task of educating not even a homogeneous but a heterogeneous population. So you've got kids who are coming in who are highly motivated, and you've got kids coming in who are not. You've got kids coming in who speak English and some who don't. And you take every child who comes through the door. That's a tall order for education.
Those same sentiments have a lot to do with why President Bush's No Child Left Behind initiative still faces a lot of criticism. Signed into law in 2001, No Child Left Behind created a set of yearly benchmarks for all students to be performing at grade level in math and reading by 2014. But many educators argue that it's not a realistic goal. The Center on Education Policy report shows that an estimated 48% of the nation's schools did not meet adequate yearly progress. In 24 states, including the district, at least half the schools did not meet AYP in 2011. But some would say that's only half the story, and that AYP doesn't accurately account for our diverse student population and other issues such as immigration, poverty, or disability.
Every single student who graduated from Ricky's school in the last 3 years went to college. Every single one. His school ranks in the top quarter of all schools in Massachusetts. And as you know, Massachusetts schools rank very high among the 50 states. But because Ricky's school did not meet all the technical standards of No Child Left Behind, his school was labeled a failure last year. That's not right.
You know, it's easy to sit back and say public schools are failing our kids, but public schools have to partner with parents. Some schools are dealing with parents that basically say, we can't help you with our kids, so you do the best you can. But we're here to educate, not here to also parent. But we're put in a position where we're parents and everything else before we can ever teach children. So I think that people should listen to what's in the news because it gets them informed, but they should always know it's a bigger picture than what you hear on the news. The news has a 3-second, 1 minute, 2 minute highlight of what we do every day, 40 hours a week. So it can never tell the picture of what we do.
In 2011, President Obama announced that there would be changes to No Child Left Behind. U.S. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan decided to consider waivers for key requirements.
The goals behind No Child Left Behind were admirable. And President Bush deserves credit for that. Higher standards are the right goal. Accountability is the right goal. Closing the achievement gap is the right goal. And we've got to stay focused on those goals. But experience has taught us that in its implementation, No Child Left Behind had some serious flaws that are hurting our children instead of helping them. Teachers too often are being forced to teach to the test. Subjects like history and science have been squeezed out. And in order to avoid having their schools labeled as failures, some states perversely have actually had to lower their standards in a race to the bottom instead of a race to the top.
The changes would give states, schools, and teachers more flexibility meeting high standards. They will now have the right to propose innovative methods that are still competitive but better tailored for their school system's needs. An overwhelming majority of states have already proposed ways to reach achievement goals. But in this new era of education, it's suggested that our culture has become fixated on numbers, rankings, and test scores without weighing a much larger picture.
We have made such strides. I can't believe we're not focusing on the strides that we've made. You know, from educating about 20% of the population to educating 86% of the population. Are we where we're trying to go? No. But are we where we started? Absolutely not. I think education gets a bad rap because people are focusing on where we're going without realizing how far we've come.
And I think we just have to do a much better job of telling our story about what is going well in our system, what is going well with our system. Our young people took in $85 million a year ago in scholarship money. That doesn't suggest that it's a school system that's not working.
Dr. Haidt acknowledges that there is a lot of negative being talked about when it comes to education, but he is still proud of what Prince George's County has accomplished and optimistic about what is to come. As for now, the county's priority is acknowledging what's working and adjusting what isn't, and hopefully, officially digging itself out of the achievement gap.
Our students do things every day that make us proud. And that's what I want to define the story about Prince George's County. Not all of these other little bits and pieces of negative information, but every single day we have incredible young people, incredible educators who are doing tremendous things.
Hi, boys and girls, huh? Came up from Upper Marlboro to see you at this pep rally because we're so incredibly proud of you. And when I pulled up and I thought I could hear inside you cheering to some of the songs that were playing, and I'm wondering if in Upper Marlboro, if you screamed loudly enough, we could hear you there. Do you think you could do that? So we can give everybody fair warning to cover ears. So we're going to do it on 3, all right? And this is in celebration of your So here we go. We're going to scream loud enough so people around the neighborhood and all the way to Upper Marlboro can hear you. All right? So here we go. 1, 2, 3. It's a recognition of the tremendous work of our faculty and staff members, particularly here at Whitehall. But I think it's also a representation of our continued commitment just to improve what our students are exposed to each and every day. And so we are thrilled with the designation that Whitehall is a Blue Ribbon School. And we look forward to the national competition because we think they will fare extremely well there as well.
Being the best in the state. Well, you know what I'm here to tell you today? That Whitehall is not only the best in the state, because Maryland schools are the best in the country. So what does that mean? Whitehall is the best in the country. Can you believe that?
This is a big deal. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's first of all, Maryland has been named 4th year in a row to be the #1. Maryland is not number one in the country for education because those that are in the 95th percentile are going to 97. It's because kids are continuing to progress. It's because they are showing steady growth and steady progress. And it's because of principals like Mr. Campbell, who is really holding everybody accountable and saying we have to do a great job for our kids. And, their motto here is, educating kids beyond expectations. And I know for a fact that when we give them the challenge, they will meet it every single time. So, I'm really passionate about it because I know when we talk about Prince George's County Public Schools, sometimes we forget to really talk about what's happening with kids and how important it is that we speak positive so that they understand that we know that they're great and they can just do it. And I'm just so excited about it for them.
Absolutely, absolutely a team effort. Like I tell everybody, I don't teach any children. I try to manage what's going on and lead the teachers in the right direction. And they have followed the vision over the years, and that's what we get is the blue ribbon status.
So this is showing the world, showing our county that our children are learning.
Our children are definitely learning, and our teachers are teaching. So this is a great county to be in for education.